The world of boxing has seen its fair share of controversies, and the recent developments in the men's middleweight division have brought to light yet another example of how boxing is its own worst enemy. At the center of the controversy is Jermall Charlo, the WBC middleweight champion who has been out of the ring for 22 months, leaving the title in limbo. While some have called for Charlo's removal from the title position, WBC President Mauricio Suleiman has reiterated that the WBC will continue to recognize Charlo as its middleweight world champion. This situation has left many in the boxing community scratching their heads, wondering how the WBC can justify keeping the title out of circulation for so long. The WBC world title has been dormant for 22 months, denying fighters the opportunity to compete for it. Even the WBC interim champion Carlos Adames, who attended the WBC's annual convention in late 2022, petitioning for a fight with Charlo, was rejected by the WBC. As a result, Charlo is essentially holding the title hostage, keeping it out of circulation and preventing the middleweight division from thriving. Adames is red hot right now and in the prime of his career. He's not someone you want to fight after you've been inactive for 2 years and coming off a poor performance against Juan Macias Montiel. Suleiman's stance on Charlo is puzzling, as he has stated that he is our champion, despite Charlo's lengthy period of inactivity. This is a clear example of how boxing refuses to get out of its own way. In any other sport, if an athlete is unable to participate, they would not be allowed to retain their status. In any other profession or job, if an individual is unable to perform their duties, they would be replaced. However, in boxing, the situation is different, and the WBC's decision to keep Charlo as its champion is a clear indication of this. Charlo's last fight was on June 19, 2021, when he scored a unanimous decision victory over Juan Macias Montiel. While he emerged victorious, he did not look particularly impressive, and his recent fights have not generated excitement or buzz for the sport of boxing. Despite being in the middleweight division since 2017, Charlo has not been able to create any unification matches, and his prolonged absence from the ring is not helping matters. The WBC's handling of the situation is particularly troubling, given that Charlo has been campaigning as a middleweight for approximately 6 years. For the last 2 years he has not fought, yet he still holds the belt. This is a clear injustice to the other fighters in the division, who are denied the opportunity to compete for the title. Carlos Adames, the WBC interim champion, has been left in a particularly difficult position as the WBC has done nothing to ensure that he gets the title shot that he deserves. If hanging on to the WBC interim title does not guarantee a shot at Charlo, then what is the point of having it? The situation is all the more confounding given the WBC's actions in other situations. Last year, for instance, the WBC pressured Josh Taylor to vacate his title in order to satisfy his mandatory challenger, Jose Zepeda. The WBC quickly ordered a fight between Taylor and Zepeda, showing that they are capable of taking action when necessary. However, in the case of Charlo, they have been inexplicably lenient, despite the obvious harm that this is causing to the middleweight division. The middleweight division has historically been one of the most glamorous weight classes in boxing. However, the current situation has caused the division to lose its luster. And I blame the WBC. This is the reason there is a rise in YouTube boxing these days, because the boxing fans aren't been given the fights they really want to see. No unifications from Jarmall Charlo, and he's been the WBC middleweight champion since 2019. He's only fought 4 times since 2019, and in the last 2 years he has done absolutely nothing. What kind of champion is that? The only stand-up guy in the PBC was Sean Porter, who never ducked anyone, and was always on the front lines for a fight, whether it be Errol Spence or the WBO welterweight champion Terrence Crawford.